Hi there. In this video I'm going to attempt to make this electric toothbrush charger for the Oral-B Pro, I think, whatever, to make it wall mountable. Normally now it's meant to sit on something like this, but it's annoying, it occupies space, and I'm going to try to put it on a wall. I have about 3 of these things. This one is at least 10 years old, still going strong, so yeah, I can afford to modify it. If I fail in any way, yeah, who cares? Nothing happens, I have 2 other. So let's do this. And let me tell you my plan. As you can see in here, or maybe you cannot properly see, but I have more light to show you. This is potted. So this part right here I can actually rip off, make sure I do not damage the wire itself, to make it not have this and make the wire come directly down and not at the end like this. And why I want to do that? This, I will put a link to this in the description, are some toothbrush holders with 3M tape that you just stick on the wall. We have in the house this type of electric toothbrush holder for 5 years, and they have never failed. So they didn't break, they didn't come undone from the wall. They are perfect and really cheap. So what I plan on doing is modifying this one to basically house this on top of it. But as you can see, no room for the cable, so that no bueno. We want the cable going down. I will make a hole to this and the cable going down, and I also want this to go as deep as possible into that, to basically have the pin that holds the toothbrush as close to that edge. It will not be perfect, so normally this is the middle of the toothbrush when it's put on this. Let me put the top, maybe you can have a better feel. I'm not pushing them all the way in, just for you to have an impression. So the toothbrush stays with its lower part on this and clips in here. Even this plastic is perfect, it did not break after many years. It's great. And I kind of want to have this on it and be able to charge the toothbrush. So let's see what I can do. Yeah, maybe it will be a bit high, but I think this will still keep the toothbrush in position, although you can see we will be much higher than we were. But this is not every day for the toothbrush to stay in here, only when it's charging, so I think it's still good enough. But again, let's start poking into this, tearing it apart a little bit without damaging. This is mains rated, we do not want to damage this in any freaking way. But yeah, let me see, how tough is this plastic? Oh, not that tough at all. Haha. Good first impression. I'm being careful not to damage the wire itself. Okay, we can do this. At least up to this point we can do this. We'll see what comes next. We can cut more of it and the wire will go directly down, and then we can remove everything that's forward after this level. Okay, I like that. So be back to you after I chip away, file away and make this work. I think this is called a fretting saw. Hopefully I'm not wrong. Managed to cut what I didn't need from here. Wire was kept underneath, so it's not touched absolutely at all. Everything is still potted in there, so absolutely perfect up until now. I just need to round this, because as you can see this is rounded, so at the moment it would not allow us to go close to the edge, and I still need to drill a hole in this to allow for this wire to go directly down. So about there I will drill, or actually maybe I will extend this particular hole, maybe even with the fretting saw, or no, I think with a file I can extend that hole lower to allow this to pass through, although now I think about it, I kind of need to allow this whole thing to pass through, because obviously I don't want to cut this wire, and you cannot put a wire in the middle of a hole. So I need to have somewhere a way for the wire to slide in. Okay, worked a little bit more on this. As you can see, this is cut. Now our wire has enough room to go in here. Weirdly enough, this is still, yeah, it wiggles a bit, but it's still sturdy. If you insert it in this, nothing moves. Anyway, we will use a lot of hot glue to keep everything in place, so that will be solved. Round it off everything in this area. Now let me just make sure we don't have any sort of burrs in here, and we don't. Also on this other side, burrs would be the last thing that we want. They would make it look bad. Okay, so now in theory, as you can see, this fits perfectly in here. Wire has enough room without touching anything, so absolutely no issues whatsoever. I'm thinking of maybe filing down just the corners right here, although I don't think I can. Be back in a second. I would like to file this down just a tiny bit for the wire to go nicer through there. Maybe like this. Oh, like this I can. Okay, so I'm just going to have a bit of fun. Be back. Use different sizes and types of files to round everything in this area. Zero chance of scraping the wire, although it's plastic. It would not be able to scrape this wire. You can try and cut this wire with plastic, you'll have a lot of fun. But yeah, I just wanted to be extremely sure that we don't have any sort of issue whatsoever in here, ever. So now basically what I need to do, slide this thingy right in here, make sure it's all the way down, make sure it's properly locked in there. This stays nicely in place, and it does, as you can see. It's a really good fit. And from the bottom I will put a bunch of hot melt glue in there to keep everything nice and tidy, and yeah, we should be good to go. I think I will also put the wire, make it go somewhat like this. This is where I kind of want the wire to be, more or less. Or maybe I will just ignore the wire and put only in that area and allow the wire to move. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of it. Looks okay until now. To hold this in place, I roughed up the underside of it. I will put some hot glue right here, make sure it stays where it should be, and when that is cooled down, I will start to fill this area right here, but only when I have the final position already decided and I like it. My plan backfired a little bit. This hot glue is not gluing to this plastic even if I scratch it. It's, I don't know exactly what type of plastic, but hot glue does not stick to it. It does stick to this one, but not to this. So what I plan now, actually fill it up right here, put this on. It will make a nice flat base in there, and then use another type of glue to glue them together. So yeah, do what I can to get the job done in the end. Well, imagine my surprise when I was making that base in this area, and the hot glue actually decided to do hot glue things and stick. I think it was hotter than before. So yeah, I'm back to the original plan of just filling this whole area in here with glue. I will try not to touch the wire itself, to let it free in there so it can move wherever it wants to go. I'll see how that goes, but yeah, for the moment this is on there, it's not coming out and looking decent. Yeah, I cannot really film this. I'm trying to look and move, and anyway, I'm just putting hot glue in a hole. So yeah, this is what we have now. But you know what, I decided to also fill that hole in there and make sure this cable is really snug and it cannot go anywhere, and I will keep it like that in the middle, and from there on the wall it will move wherever it wants. And I will also put a bit of hot glue on these two sides to make sure that everything stays together. But yeah, overall looking good. Made more progress, slided this thing in. Probably it will not work that well. As you can see, it's still quite offset from this, but if it at least holds it to not go left right, rest should balance by itself. Normally it stays on this even without something like this. So worst case I will just cut it at this level to not interfere at all if it doesn't do any good, but we'll see about that in a moment. This is now full in here. This is also full in here. It's not above the level, so it can stay nicely on the wall. I'm just going to put the 3M thingy right here and stick it on the wall and see what it does when I put a toothbrush in. I know it will stay on the wall with this 3M because, again, we've had this for many years. Oh, and I'm peeling what I shouldn't be peeling. Just want to expose the glue itself. Hopefully they did not dry out in time. That would be bad. No, they didn't. So I'm not afraid this will not stay on the wall, because it will. But yeah, I still don't know exactly how everything will work in this interesting configuration that we did here. Normally should be just fine, but who knows. Nice. And daughter brought me a little bit of chocolate for energy. So yeah, let's go install this on the wall. And it's freaking done. This is actually perfect. As you can see here, it's actually pulling it back a tiny bit, so it doesn't have the tendency to fall. It holds it to the left and right, and when you want it out, you get it out, then you put it in and it locks in place. This is better than I honestly expected. So yeah, that's about it for this video. Hope it helps you, in which case, and yes, obviously, sorry about that, it's charging. It's working, it's not just for looks. Yeah, again, hope this video helps you, in which case please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.